So the flash forward, and we're back out in the woods, and these people had been trying to connect with this fellow who had the head of a tiger for a while, who had just been sitting out in the woods along the fjord. And I don't know what their purpose was. I guess they thought that they could, relate to him or get him to, everyone went there to meet him, but they were all wearing masks. Like, they were wearing like little like hoods. They looked like cats, like cat hoods. Like, not all, just cat hoods, feline hoods. And of course, none of them looked like him. You could see their faces like in the middle. It was like cat head and cat ears, little cat eyes, and of course then they're like faces, like little child's hood, of sorts. And they're all standing around like, hey, we're here. No need to be concerned or anything. Like, why don't you open up to us or something? And of course, he didn't like that, and he lashed out at one of them. And there was like I would just call it wasn't a fray or anything, but a couple of us rushed in to like break it up, and I cast my hood off, and I was like, look, what happened to you, man? How did you end up here? I just asked him and showed him who my real face, and showed him who I was. And he looked at me, and he started talking. He said I was afraid, and I was in danger, and I asked God to protect me, keep me safe from this danger I was in at the time. But this is what him saying this, and of course it was answered, and he was protected from this danger. But he soon came to realize that he had been given the head of a tiger, and he felt that it was like a curse. He was unable to see that he was protected from danger by having the head of a tiger. But it was really, at that point, of course, I woke up at some point. That was about as far as the dream went. Of course, a lot of stuff in it. The main motif, excuse me, being fear of the unknown, fear of uncertainty, fear of and how fear never serves you. Fear is only an excuse for a missed opportunity to learn something about yourself or about someone else that you may not have known before. This poor dude was just, and I saw him, and I had the opportunity to go to shore by his campfire, and if I had, I would have just found out that he was just a person just like me, someone who had the same, wants and needs. He felt that he couldn't connect with people anymore because he had the head of a tiger, but he was just a person. Of course, he was unable to see that, the purpose for his predicament, I guess. There's many lessons in how fear never serves us. Of course, I experienced the fear of the unknown, and that's why I didn't land ashore the first time or the second time. Of course, it took me waking up to realize later on, like thinking about this and writing a few notes down to see, so that I would remember this dream, that, Easter has nothing to do with a day. Easter is, you know, Easter is a day of Christ's resurrection, which I thought was kind of an interesting point that came to mind after the fact. You know, it's not bound to any sort of day. It's an event, really. Um, but the fellow with the tiger's head, he, you know, he was a he was afraid of being, you know, he was afraid of not being accepted for who he was. Um, of course, each time I succumbed to fear, I lost something. My boat would end up flipping, or I would notice that the boat was filling with water. And I, that I ended up just being left with my shelter, which I did physically have an object that I was carrying, but the shelter is really just this, you know, my my shell, my vessel, where I reside. It's the only shelter uh, that I had. Um, you know, fear never gives anything to you. It only creates you know, apprehension of loss, or any myriad things that it can create. Uh, Really interesting. That, you know, I was both those places I didn't want to land on the shore, and I could have, and I could have, you know. It's just you know, to be afraid is just an excuse for a missed opportunity. Who knows what I could have learned the first or second time if I had just done it, if I had just run my boat aground and gone and see what those voices were about, or to just sit by his fire and meet him person to person, you know, without fear. Some food for thought. It's a beautiful day today. I hope you guys, hope this finds you well, and that you meet your opportunities as they're given to you with courage and strength and love. And I will see you soon, because I don't really know what else to say about that. Yeah, take it easy.